Welcome to the last episode of the voter registration series. In this episode, we wanted to take a second to zero back in on a few unique circumstances that create the exceptions to the normal registration process. First, let's take a look at something called a provisional registration. A provisional registration is used when an applicant's eligibility to register cannot be confirmed within the existing time prior to the close of the election. Provisional registrations allow an individual to vote on a provisional ballot while giving an election official time to resolve a registration issue. Another type of registration is late registration. Late registration is used within 30 days of the election. It's recommended that late registration is completed in person, so election officials have time to verify the voter's registration information before the election. Because these registration types may lead to you voting a provisional ballot, be sure you're registered and ready to vote well ahead of the normal registration deadline, 30 days prior to an election. To check your status, visit votemt.gov. Let's look at a few more Montana registration circumstances that are just different enough to deserve mention. While Montana does recognize various political parties, we have open primaries, so we neither request nor track your party affiliation on your voter registration profile. Of course, Montana follows federal guidelines for our military and overseas, or UOCAVA voters, which means those who qualify can also register and request their ballot using the Federal Postcard Application, or FPCA, available at ffap.gov. Finally, if you move within the state, even if you stay in the same county, more than 30 days prior to an election, don't forget to update your voter registration information, allowing you to be placed in the proper precinct for your new address. So, there you have it. Step 1 in the voting process, voter registration, and the multiple ways that you can complete that registration here in Montana. With that, you've made it through the entire voter registration series. I hope I gave you some insight into how voter registration works and helped you better understand the start of your voting process. You may have some additional questions, like what happens to my registration if I move out of state or even across town? What things cause someone to lose or have their voter registration canceled? What is an inactive voter? Well, you'll find the answers to these questions and more in our next series on registration management, keeping the voter roll clean. Until next time!